My name is Shannon Dukes. I am the co-director of the Orlando Miss Esquire chapter, and I am also the co-owner of Feck and Fig, which I run with my husband. And we actually help lawyers convert more leads into clients by fixing their intake systems and processes, so they're also not wasting more money on marketing. So I've been in the business it'll be 4 years in July. But my husband's actually been running the business for about almost 15 years now. Oh, wow. There's a few things. First of all, most people don't know that I'm actually part Japanese. I'm a quarter Japanese. Once people know, they're like, okay, I can see it. I actually lived in Japan when I was younger. Well, it was where I first learned how to ski. So that was exciting. I also got to, as a child, I got to take a field trip on the Tokyo Tower. And I actually got to participate in a cherry blossom festival. My journey is definitely not conventional. I never intended to be a business owner. I took the very traditional path of going to school, going to college, having a career. And actually, I have a master's in dietetics and nutrition. Prior to joining my husband, I was in medical sales and I had accounts throughout Central Florida. And that's actually where I learned more about like sales and marketing and networking. And I did that for 7 years. I kind of hit the cap of where I felt like I could grow with that company. And my husband had kind of been whispering in my ear for a few years to come and work with him because he saw everything I was doing for this major subsidiary of CVS. And he's like, why don't you do that for us? You're making the millions of dollars. Come work with me and let's grow our business and, take care of our families. The first year after I joined, we doubled our revenue. So I guess he was right. One of our clients, Vanessa Vasquez, who's been with us about almost 12 years now, she is a member of Miss Esquire. And probably about a couple years ago, she had actually told us about Miss Esquire. At the time, we were in the middle of rebranding. So we just really weren't in a position to join another group at that time. We were, like I said, if you've ever done a rebrand, it's pretty intense. So we wanted to kind of get that done first. However, make an introduction to have Will present at one of the chapter meetings. And at that time, Orlando was still relatively new. So we did come and actually present at a Miss Esquire. And then the following year, once our rebrand was done and we were up and rolling, that is when we reached out to actually join. Actually, it was a year near the end of February, beginning of March. So I guess I'm still considered kind of a baby. Miss Esquire, because they have so many different ways to get connected, it's really hard not to get connected unless you do absolutely nothing. I mean, there's the in-person lunches, which happen every month. So you always have opportunities to connect with your chapter members. There's the circle group. So there's always opportunities if you are seeking services, to put that in there. If you have friends or family that are like, hey, like I need an attorney, which I get because people know that my husband and I work primarily with attorneys. So I will literally get phone calls, text messages like, hey, I need an attorney. Like, who do you know? And my first go-to is my chapter. And if there's nobody in my chapter, I go to the circle group and be like, hey, I need this. Who does this? Like, DM me, hit me up. And then I'll get them connected with my friend or family member. And then there's variety of Zoom opportunities, whether it's a Zoom networking, whether it's an educational webinar. So it's really hard not to be connected unless you literally just do absolutely nothing. Actually, we have gotten business out of Miss Esquire in my in-person chapter as well as virtual. We had a fellow member actually refer us in a Facebook group. And I think we got like 6 leads in 1 week from that comment. And some of those did turn into business. So yes, if you are active, and when I say active, I very intentional about building relationships, making connections, and adding value. Meaning I'm going to give you something that you can use, and I'm not going to ask you anything in return. I'm not going to try to sell you. I'm not going to try to pitch you. Like, I just want to help you. People are going to trust you because they know that your intentions are purely like for their benefit. And they're more likely to refer you because if you're going to treat them that way, then they know that's how you're going to treat the people they refer to you. And so that's my philosophy and that's my values is what can I do to help you succeed? And then down the road, you may or may, you might meet someone who may benefit from my services. And if I'm the best fit, then I just trust that you're going to naturally receive them to me. Like I don't need to pitch you on on my services. I don't know. That's my perspective on it. In person, like if you've seen them in circle and you just reach out and say, hey, I've seen you on one of the Zooms or I've seen some of your posts. I'd love to set up a one-to-one. Most people were pretty receptive, like, yeah, let's do it. One of the New York Miss Esquire members, we had seen each other in Zoom, so we never actually had any one-on-ones. And she like slid into my DM on Circle and was like, hey, my marketing assistant's going to be reaching out to talk to you instead of a consult. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, awesome. Let's do it. And we had never had a one-on-one before that. Like that actually kind of turned into our one-on-one. So you never know like who's watching, who's paying attention. Man, I'm getting emotional about this one. It's been a crazy journey. You can do hard things. It's going to be scary, but you're going to do it anyways. Like you do it in spite of the fear and you're going to crush it. And I'm so proud of you. You're going to be like you're going to kill it and you're going to do things you never ever thought in your wildest dreams that you would take risks and do and totally get out of your comfort zone. Find us on our website, feckandfig.com. And you can follow me on Instagram, on my personal, at SNDukes. You can follow Will, W Dukes or Will Dukes. We're on Facebook. And we also have Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook for Feck and Fig as well. Yeah. Or you can hit me up in Circle. You can watch our podcast episodes. It's on YouTube, Feck and Fig, and it's the Married in Business podcast playlist.